So I'm gonna tell you how I went from this. I just want to lose everything. I don't even care anymore. Like if I get evicted, if I lose my car, I don't even care. I just what I do care. I shouldn't say that. I do care, but I'm just so tired of this. To this. Months and months and months ago, I had a huge vision. The fact that my vision kind of actually like quite literally came to reality, I don't even know what to say. I'm just super blessed for this. Now, my life isn't 100% perfect. Okay, no one's life is, but I'm still, I guess, building, but I've definitely made a giant difference in myself. Skip to this timestamp if you want to get directly into what I did to, to start changing myself and to reverse my life. For now, I'm going to give a little backstory as to why I went where I did, what happened. I'm just gonna hop right into that. So I was 19 years old. I was working two jobs. I was working KFC and I was working at a thrift store. I was working like 60, 70 hours a week, and I was making okay money. I wasn't making like crazy money, but I just got my own apartment about 2 weeks before when I decided to buy a brand new car. Okay, so I had my own apartment. I just moved into my own apartment. And it was a nice apartment. I was 19 years old. I got out. I was kind of really ambitious. I've always been a driven person, but I just didn't have that kind of knowledge, with money like I thought I did. I was very kind of confident and like, yeah, I got this. So I had this bright idea of buying a new car right after I bought my apartment. So I already had a lot of, not maybe a lot, but somewhat of big monthly expenses with rent and stuff. And I decided that was a great idea to buy a new car. Well, I didn't have credit at the time. So they freaking destroyed me with an APR and screwed me over. And it's not, yes, they shouldn't have done it, but at the same time, I shouldn't have went there. So it was my fault. I'm only going to blame myself. So I picked up a brand new Honda Civic. And not the one you see here. It was a different one. And I ended up having a really high car payment. But that wasn't directly the issue. It didn't help at all. It's kind of hard to explain. I ended up losing one of my jobs about, I think, a month after I bought that car. And that was in, I believe, that was December 23rd is when I lost my job. I bought the new car November 16th. I moved out, I think, November 1st. So I ended up losing one of my jobs. At that point, I ended up leaving the thrift store, and I ended up working as a detailer for a Chevrolet dealership. I lost that job. That wasn't really my fault. It was kind of a whole drama thing with the crew and a really stupid boss, and I just kind of got fired. It was really complicated. I'm not going to go into it. It had nothing to do with my performance. It was really complicated. The point is, that wasn't my fault, but I lost my job, and at that point, I was only working KFC. That was December 23rd, and at that point, that's when the turn happened. Unfortunately, after that, everything fell apart for me because I had rent, a high car payment, insurance, and all that stuff. I couldn't really balance it with just KFC. I wasn't really a manager. I was just an employee, and I was really quickly losing money. To the point where I almost lost my apartment for the first time, and I was living off of like $5 in my bank account at times. I was very stressed out, and it was really tough for me. So that kept going on. That went on for months and months until I finally picked up a second job at McDonald's, okay? And this was in, I think, March or April of the next year. That was 2020. I finally got another job. So I was working McDonald's and KFC, and I was working like 70 hours a week, 75 hours a week for like 4 to 5 months when I had that job, okay? I was working a lot, and it was very draining, okay? So I was working 70, 80 hours a week, 2 fast food jobs, sweating my butt off, and it was a lot. Like, I was really putting myself through torment. My mental state was garbage. Once I lost that first job and everything kind of fell apart on me, I got really depressed. I got super stressed out. Financial stress, if you've ever been through it, is really bad. Try not to ever put yourself in that situation. Okay, that stress is horrible. And I became really depressed. My mental state spiraled down out of control. I lost who I was. Over the next course of the next 2 years, I'm gonna explain to you, I lost everything about myself pretty much. I wasn't motivated. I was super depressed. At times I was really suicidal, and there was times I didn't want to wake up or I wanted to hurt myself. There was some serious dark times that I went through. So I ended up working McDonald's, and I did that for 5-6 months. Okay, and that point I was stupid. I was spending money on the car because I was modding it. So I didn't even have my head right. My credit was garbage. It was like a 560 something. It was terrible. I was spending all the money I was making on car parts. I was just scraping by on rent. I was buying fast food every day. I was so stupid with my money. It was ridiculous. Did that, and I'm just going to kind of fast forward for the next 2 years. Okay, I became a manager at KFC. Quit McDonald's so I could become a manager. Made a little more money, but I still suffered. So for the next 2 years after I lost that job, I was going through severe financial stress. Almost lost my apartment twice. At one point, it was a negative $897 in my bank account, and my mental state was garbage. Fast forward to mid-August of 2021. I was doing DoorDash full time. Okay, I was doing DoorDash full time with this car. It didn't look like this. It was pretty much stock, and I was doing DoorDash full time, driving like 250 miles a day sometimes. And I was making okay money, but between gas, I was still stuck where I was when I first lost my job. I didn't learn anything. However, I finally got sick and tired of not making any money and being stressed out. So I was working 7 days a week then, 14-hour days doing DoorDash. Okay, and I wasn't really getting anywhere still. I was just so afraid to keep driving the car because I was gonna break it. Okay, I was so stressed out. I wasn't thinking clearly at all, and it really hurt me. You know, and this whole situation, I was the enemy. There was not life didn't. You know, life wasn't mean to me. I thought it was. I thought life hated me. That's my mindset was garbage. I thought life hated me. I was victimizing myself, and it was terrible. I had a pity party mindset, and it got me nowhere. So I ended up. I finally was like, all right, screw it. I'm gonna work 3 weeks, like 7 days a week, 7 days a week, 7 days a week, and I wasn't getting anywhere. But that was the start of it because I was tired of being stressed out. But then September 2nd. At like 10 o'clock at night, I was going through on my Credit Karma, and I'm like, all right, I gotta get my credit up. Like, come on, let's do something. Let's start to change yourself. And I found a company called Self, where you can build your credit. You give them, X amount of dollars a month, and then you get a check back, and they'll help build your credit. So I was able to apply for that. That helped me. I was like, okay, I can do something. I went to bed. It's September 3rd was the day I officially changed my life, because I woke up that morning, and it clicked in my head, like the old me came back. And I woke up and I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I'm tired of being stressed out. I'm tired of my lifestyle. It's time to make a change. September 3rd was the day I officially made the vow to myself. After about 2 years of complete misery, I decided to make a change for myself. I started going hard on Instagram. So I built up my Instagram account all the way to around that time. I got 1,000 followers, and I got to 2,000, 3,000, I'm at 4,000 now. But I started to network myself. One of my dreams, okay, has always been to be a YouTuber, okay? I've been making YouTube videos since I was like 14 on games, plane simulation, whatever you can think of. I loved, even vlogging. I tried vlogging when I went through all of my stress and stuff. I tried vlogging, but I fell out of it within like 6 months. Okay, I didn't have the drive to keep going. So I started doing Instagram. Okay, it felt really good to just know that I'm working for something. I was also listening to motivational videos every day, and that was the biggest thing. And I'm gonna say it right now to make this statement in the video. The way I changed my life was listening to motivational speakers. Les Brown was the #1 person. I still listen to him. Les Brown single-handedly changed my life. It was him. Les Brown, he did it. Eric Thomas, David Goggins. I still listen to David Goggins. There's some more too. I just discovered Jim Rohn, but Les Brown for sure, and the other ones changed my life. Okay, I listened to them every single day for 3 months straight after that. And what it did was it rewired my brain, okay? So I used to think that life hated me and that, everything sucked. I was completely backwards. Life didn't hate me at all. I hated myself. That was it. I hated myself. That's one thing I don't like about this generation, is everyone victimizes themselves. And it's like, well, that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? I used to be like that. Now that I kind of woke up, I understand now I was the issue. I'm not going to put the blame on life. Life was not doing anything against me. It was me. I was against myself. And so I listened to those videos every day, like every single day for 3 months straight. And eventually it rewired my brain to the point where I am now, where it's like, okay, look, if a challenge comes my way, great. Great, fine, let's go. Like, that's fine. Life only wants to make you stronger, okay? And the one thing I learned And it's the truth, guys, is you manifest things, okay? A little over a month after I decided to change my life, which was September 3rd, I manifested a job opportunity. This was a truck driver for the post office, okay? And I knew his name is Tim. He's one of my bosses. I met him at a post office when I was friends with some lady. She had a Civic Type R. Okay, I'm a Honda guy. I love Civics. And she had a Type R. Saw her around town one day. I saw her at the post office. I one day decided to stop and talk to her and finally meet her. And she worked there. And then we kind of became friends. And so that was around like April or July of that year, so it was before, September. And I started talking to her, and I would come by her post office every couple weeks, and we would talk for like 2 hours. And I would see Tim, who was the boss, come in, and he would be like, "Hey, how old are you?" And he'd be like, I got a job opening. He's like, I'll see what I can do if I can get you in. And I was like, great, that's freaking awesome. But months went by. So I ended up I think it was October 10th, I got a phone call from Lene. She was the person that worked at the post office with the Type R. She was the friend that I met. And she said, "Hey, like, Tim wants to call you, and he wants to know if you want to work." And I said, bet. So I got his phone number, and I contacted him. He called me, and he said, "Hey, like, do you want this job? I mean, we could use a driver." And I said, "Yes, please." And he took me in. Now, the thing with this, and the reason why I say I manifested it is because before that, nothing was happening. And I have noticed ever since I started to take a stand in life, I manifest things. It's so true what they say. It's not even like spiritual. It's just, I don't know what it is. There's things that we don't understand about life, okay, that you need to understand. And if you don't, that's your problem. But like, you need to like rewire your brain, because there's some weird thing going on that we don't know. And that there's energy that you manifest things, and a lot of people say, no, that's just BS, freaking whatever. And it's like, it's not the truth. All right, I'm living proof of that. That's not true. I was taking a risk here, okay, because once I started, hearing about this job, and I started my first 3 days. I started October 12th, okay, of last year, and the first 3 days I worked, there's a layover, and it was really hard of a job when it came to the hours. The job itself was easy. I was working 5 hours a day, and it was really easy. I was making great money, okay? I was making, I think $26 an hour at the time. The money was great, but it was the hours, and I wasn't sure how often I was going to work. So the first 3 days that I actually was working, I was thinking, like, I'm going to leave. Like, I can't do this. This is, I was too scared to embrace it, because one thing is, as human beings, a lot of us are scared of success. We're scared of it. It intimidates us. And I was like, I don't know if I can handle this. I'm making a lot of money, but like, this is weird. I'm so used to fast food and stuff, and my boss was really toxic at KFC, so I was like kind of stuck in that mindset, of her. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. But after listening to those motivational videos, they were saying like, don't let fear stop you. That's when, it really helped me. I was like, all right, look, I'm going to keep going no matter what, okay? I'm just going to keep pushing for it, and I'm not going to stop. So I continued the job. Now, I was still listening to motivational videos. Like I said, that was 3 months in a row every day. So all the way until like December, pretty much. I still listen to them now. So, I was listening to those videos, and the more I worked at that job, I really started to like it, and I was seeing the results. At the time, I was still really broke. So for the first month that I was working, they held my paycheck almost a month. And I needed to take out, they offered loans because of that. So I needed to take out a $500 loan from the company so I could survive, because I was dirt broke. I mean, I literally was just coming out of being almost $900 negative in my bank account. The only way I was living was I would put money in the savings before it went negative, so I can go to the ATM and take out the cash. It was so miserable, so stressful, it was not even funny. But I'm gonna fast forward, and it is October, I believe, 4th now, almost a year since I have worked that job, or I started that job. I now go to the gym almost every day. I work out pretty much every day. I do 100 push-ups a day. Sometimes I'll take a break. I took 2 days off this week, so I can just kind of relax my body a little bit. But I've done 50 so far today. I'll do another 50 later. I go to the gym. I curl. I go on the bag. I eat healthy. I was eating nothing but fast food. Okay, I treated my body like absolute crap. Okay, when I was so depressed, and now I eat nothing but healthy stuff. Okay, I'll have some little sweets here and there. Yeah, I'll treat myself. but I'll eat, salads or subs or something that's better for you. You know what I'm saying? I still have, my lifestyle is not perfect, okay? I'm not trying to portray that. My life's not perfect at all, okay? I'm going to explain that in another video, but right now I'm just trying to explain to you what I did to change my life, okay? And that was listening to motivational tapes and eating healthy. I drink nothing but water now, okay? I used to drink nothing but soda. I drink nothing but water, and I just put my mind to it, and I manifested things. And don't sleep on that word, guys, because some of you probably hear that word like manifesting. That sounds like some spiritual voodoo. Well, that's ridiculous. And it's like, it's not ridiculous, all right? You don't want to accept it. That's your fault. But there's something that you don't understand. I didn't understand, and it happened. You know what I'm saying? So it does exist, okay? If you put your mind to something and you tell yourself every day you can do it, you can do it. And so I have hard times in my life. Like I said, my life's not perfect. I have my struggles, and some days, the grind gets to me, and I'm like, man, this is tough. And I do have my down days. Everyone does, but it's what you do in those down days that what matters. Beforehand, I used to give myself a pity party, okay? I used to be like, oh, yeah, you don't have to be doing all this. You don't deserve this. Oh, life sucks. And I was like, no. Life was trying to teach me a lesson. I was just so stupid. I didn't even see it. Life gave me those 2 years of struggle to make me a stronger person, because now I am much better than I was a year ago. Now I have a YouTube channel, and I'm not very big right now. At the time of making this video, I have 264 subs, but I will say we are slowly blowing up on this channel. We're gaining pretty quickly, and I'm very blessed for that. So thank you guys. Whoever's watching this, I'm not asking you to sub even on this video. Other videos I do. This one, no, because most of the time you probably will look this up and you just want to better yourself. That's fine. I'm not asking you to subscribe. You don't have to. But my channel is getting somewhere. I followed my dream. I finally, after doing Instagram, I was doing the Instagram for about 7-8 months, like really hard at it, and then finally I just kind of faded off into it. I started up another channel, or I went back to another channel, which was Explain Media. That one I was working on for years before that. That one I broke my phone, and I lost motivation to keep making videos, and that one was blowing up. Okay, that one was really doing good, but then I lost motivation for it. And that was before I lost my job. So that didn't have anything to do with that. But then I decided to start this channel. And I started this channel I think I started vlogging in, November of last year. And that was a month after this job. And that's when I was like, all right, look, a dream of mine has been to be a YouTuber. I am not going to sit here and just let my dreams be dreams. You have to run for it. You have to work for it. I started this channel almost a year ago, and now I am getting somewhere. This car did not look like this, okay? This car did not look like this. This car is very heavily modded, and I'm not saying that means that I've made it or that I'm a better person. It just means that I busted my butt, okay? I finally got in the right mental state, and I was able to pull off something that I really wanted to do. And it took money and time, but I manifested this. This car wasn't just an accident. You know what I'm saying? This car was with me through the hard times. This car was here with me when I was negative 800 something bucks in my bank account. Okay, this was the car I was. This car has been through everything with me almost, and so to be able to see this car now from where it was, it's a trophy. So that is one of the reasons why I love this car so much. Is this is like my trophy. Okay, this right here is proof that you can do whatever you want to do if you put your mind to it. I'm not going to keep blabbering on, okay? Answer the question, guys. If you want to be successful in life, okay? If you want to change your life around, you have to surround yourself with the right people, okay? You have to. I was hanging out with toxic people, guys. I had toxic friends. When I was miserable, I was hanging out with these two people at KFC, and they were miserable, and they hated life, and that wore off on me. They knew that I was positive, okay? And they literally brought me down, okay? So, but once I told myself, all right, I'm changing my life, I cut them out. That was the first thing I did. Second of all, I listened to motivational videos, okay? I said Les Brown, David Goggins, Eric Thomas, they helped me rewire my brain. I started eating better. I started drinking nothing but water. I started taking care of myself. Positive reinforcement. I lived a very lonely lifestyle, and I still do. I didn't have many friends to hang out with. I was so busy working. I was my best friend. And so I told myself, I'm proud of you. Let's do this. Let's get up every day. Wake up. Let's go. Let's get stuff done. We have to. There's no other choice. You have to make it happen. And it was consistency, discipline. Discipline not everyone has discipline. Okay, it's a very hard virtue to come across. But you need to have discipline. And if you're telling me I don't have it, you can make it. Anybody can develop discipline. Don't make an excuse. Okay, don't make excuses. And like I said, now I'm at where I'm at now. So after being in the freaking dumps for 2 years of misery, I'm now, I'm happy. I'm actually happy, like truly happy. I have self-esteem. I work out. I eat good. I don't feel bad about myself. And like, don't get me wrong, I have some days where I struggle with things because I live lonely, and sometimes it's a little rough sometimes. But if you want like my overall, in general, what my life is, it's a freaking blessing, guys. And I sleep in a work truck when I work at night. I'll get into that video, or I'll get into that in another video. Okay, my life still isn't like perfect, but it's the grind, and I'm sacrificing in order to have what I have. But you have to do that sometimes. Okay, I had to do that in order to be successful and to get where I'm at. I would say right now, compared to where I was, I'm successful, but I define my terms of success way up here, and I'm not there yet. So success is defined by every person. You don't need to have money to be successful. You don't. But if you're looking to change your life around, guys, that's how I did it. Okay, and I'm still on the grind. Once you start, you can't stop. You know what I'm saying? Don't just get comfortable where you're at in life and like, okay, I can stop. Because one thing I noticed, at least for me, once I become stagnant, it depresses me. Okay, and as human beings, we're developed to achieve things. And I'm a very driven person at heart, but whenever I sit still, it bothers me. It really bothers me. If you guys have any questions, I'm not gonna make this video 20 minutes long. It might be, I don't know. But if you guys have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll answer every one of them. I don't care. I always reply to every comment. So ask questions, whatever. I don't care. I'll tell you everything. If I didn't explain something enough, put them in the comments. I'll respond to you as soon as I can. I check comments like every couple hours, if that. Every like hour or two, I'll check and see if I have any new comments. So just leave a comment, guys. All right, and I hope this helps you. And I'm always gonna be here making videos because this is my dream, and this channel is getting somewhere because I'm putting the work into it, and I'm not gonna give that up. So and life. If you want to try and stop me, try me. That's the mindset I have now. Bring it on. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Okay, I actually had a good time making this. Like I said, this channel is built primarily around motivation. Yes, I build my car on here. Yeah, I do. It's a car channel, but there's like the hidden message that I really want everyone to know, and it's motivation. Like, I came from, I can't say nothing exactly, but I came from the freaking trenches, bro. Like, I was really messed up, dude. And I now have nice things, subjective, but I now have nicer things, and I'm a completely different person. So share this video, guys, with someone that you think needs it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and have any questions, leave them down below. I'm out.